I love the idea of just like delicately applying a drop of perfume just here on this pulse point, but it's not gonna give you the wear that you want. So hi everyone! So today I have a really interesting topic for you guys, and that's how to correctly apply perfume. So maybe you've seen videos like this before, but I promise I have some new tips for you. If you're interested in all things fragrance, consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Ashley. I'm an apprentice perfumer at Givaudan. I've worked in the fragrance industry in different capacities for over 10 years now, and I do unbiased and informed fragrance reviews. So let's get started. The first place that I like to apply perfumes is actually never, ever, ever on my wrists. So why? I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it's a pulse point and it causes fragrance to evaporate too quickly, but something that I noticed when I used to work at a niche perfumery is we would give people different fragrances to try on, right? And so naturally, let's say they were between 4 fragrances. Well, you have your wrist here, and then we would spray kind of here up on your wrist just before your elbow. And people always chose the fragrances just before the elbow instead of on the wrist. Not only are the wrists not going to give you the projection and longevity you're seeking, for whatever reason, because this place on your body is so hot, it tends to distort the fragrance from up close. So whenever I spray perfume, I almost avoid my wrists, choosing instead just to kind of spray my entire arm. Just spray my entire arm here. And also forearms. I feel like we never think to spray our forearms. We're always kind of here in these like delicate places. But of course, this is the part of you that's outside the body that's not being placed near your clothes or near your body. So your forearms are a perfectly good place. And your upper arms, just all your outer arm to put fragrance. As you can see, I am someone that believes in spraying very liberally. If you're a fragrance enthusiast and you have some level of self-awareness, I think you're pretty good at gauging what's getting good projection and longevity. And generally the problem more is getting better wear out of your fragrances that aren't beast mode, that aren't the projection and longevity monsters you want them to be. And those are the fragrances that you're kind of bathing yourself in. Which personally, if it's not a big fragrance, I have no issue with. If it's not one of these big like rose, oud, deep wood, big amber, balsamic, boozy combos, sometimes they do just need more spritzing. I definitely have fragrances that I love, like lighter florals or more like eau de colognes that no matter how much I spray, I'm never going to smell too much like them. And so I think it's always good to have different places to spray them where I know at least I'm going to get some projection out of them. And I really feel like fragrance placement can be a game changer. So next, right, so you see my neck here. Yeah, and you can spray fragrance on your neck. I personally find it pointless to spray fragrance behind your ears. I don't think it does anything. I also feel like this part of the body, again, can be kind of oily, just like with your hair and everything. It's like a very warm spot. So I think that's gonna be more likely to distort the fragrance as well and just like not have great evaporation. People talk, I love fragrance marketing and everything, and I love the idea of just like delicately applying a drop of perfume just here on this pulse point, but it's not gonna give you the wear that you want. So I like to spray, yes, on the neck, definitely also on the chest and on the stomach. And I think this is especially true for guys because your clothes are generally looser. And what I find happens that's really nice if you spray on your stomach is after you've sprayed on your chest, right? Here it is quite warm, right? So there's a lot of pulse points here, your heart, your neck pulse points, all of that is going to make the fragrance very volatile. It's going to warm it up. It's going to give it the movement that you want it to have. And then after it kind of evaporates there, if you spray it on your stomach, and I know this is such a weird place to spray perfume, guys, I know, but I swear it works. I think this area gives you pretty good longevity because it's not overheating. And at the same time, as long as you're not wearing something really tight or constricting, that it's still gonna waft up out through your shirt. This is just something I've noticed. And for the girls, again, if you're wearing like a crop top or something with midriff, another just great place to put perfume. My last tip on places to put perfume, and this is going to be really for guys if you're wearing shorts, or girls if you're wearing skirts. It's not a tip that works if you're wearing pants really, but it's behind the knees. This is kind of a very old fragrance application tip. I think I read this in like a vintage magazine back when fragrances were a lot bigger. And I find this works. If you have a vintage fragrance in your collection, or just a fragrance that's way too big for you, spray it behind your knees and see how you feel about it. So personally, with Clinique's Aromatic Elixir, I thought this fragrance was absolutely special, let's say, and not in a good way. When I first smelled it, it really smelled very dated to me on paper. And I think it's because it comes from a time where fragrances were really designed to be good on skin, and paper wasn't really thought of because I guess people had more time to spend with their fragrances and they weren't making these split-second decisions in the store. Sprayed it on paper, never thought about it again. Smelled a woman in line at a train station. She smelled incredible. I had to ask her what she was wearing, and I'm usually pretty shy about these things. And she told me Aromatic Elixir, so I decided to give it another go, but I was scared because, again, the encounter I had with it before smelling this lady was not positive. And so I sprayed it behind my knees, and it's a very strong fragrance, so it works with a fragrance like this, and it smelled amazing radiating off of me. So this is, again, a really good tip. Also in summer, if you still want to wear those boozy, oudy fragrances and you're afraid of offending the people around you, or again, it just smelling too like sweaty on your body or something like that, behind the knees is another great tip. So I hope you liked these pointers on where to put on fragrance. Were there any that you hadn't heard of before? Where do you like to put fragrance generally? Do you have any tips that I didn't mention here? I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye everyone!